to Call of Cthulhu, the Masks of Nyarlathotep. I am your keeper of arcane lore, and it is both my pleasure and my honor to tell stories with these wonderful people. We're going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves and the character that we'll be playing, and then we need to return to 1920s to see just what happens next. So we'll start with Sir Monolith.
Hi, I'm Sir Monolith or at Sir Monolith on the socials, including Blue Sky. Not quite super active yet, but mostly here on Ree's channel. So if you want to come and find me doing stuff, this is where you'll find me. Yeah, interested to see what kind of shenanigans we get up to here today with Ricardo and the rest of the crew. Should be hopefully a little less lethal.
No promises. Next up is Inkblood.
Hey, what's shaking, everybody? I'm playing Dr. Ezekiel Washington, who definitely has not lost his confidence or his swagger. Definitely hasn't lost his sexiness. That'll never, ever fucking leave. I'm the greatest and the most beautiful. We're gonna see how it fucking goes, and maybe he can manage to go 3 sessions without almost fucking dying. Probably not.
It's good to have goals. Next up, Glyza.
Hey everyone, my name is Glyza. My pronouns are they, he, she, yes in that order. And today I'll be playing Jasper Mendoza, and nothing bad has ever really happened to him. It's happened to a lot of people around him, but not really to him. I think he's fine.
All right. Last but certainly not least, Ari.
Hi, I am Ari. I am playing Charlie tonight. It's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. We got this. We got this today.
All right. And with that, our cast has been reintroduced. So, as we return, we find our investigators in a moment of triumph. You all have descended into the bowels of the Juju house and come out alive. Thanks to your efforts, you have managed to bring some peace and comfort to the denizens of Harlem. The purveyor of the house, one Mdari, seemingly disappeared into the night, whereas Silas Nakwane has been taken into police custody thanks to one Lieutenant Poole. Rumors of Captain Robeson's dealings with the organization have led the 14th Precinct into some questions and misunderstandings that will be ironed out over the next few weeks. So, I ask the four of you, what would you like to do?
Quick question, real quick. The older gentleman that we clobbered. And didn't he die via gunshot wound?
You thought he did, but he is not dead.
Okay, good.
No, I checked. You said he was dead.
Sturdy old man.
You did check. He did not. He did. I did check. You did check. You did believe he was dead. But it turns out it is harder to kill Mr. Silas Nakwane than it seemed.
Dun, dun, dun.
So when you said that,
How did we find out he's alive?
Yeah.
You would have been told by Lieutenant Poole that he had recovered in the hospital, even after most doctors had been in the midst of giving up.
I would like to visit.
Is anyone else going to visit Mr. Silas Nakwane?
I thought you said, I'm not going to visit him.
I would like to visit him just to see and get to know him better.
All right.
Who knows? Maybe we'll be friends.
All right.
oh
Are you
God,
going
we're to
alone?
prison.
Is anybody willing to join me?
I will go with my beloved Jasper.
You know, Ricardo is not busy doing anything else, and so he figures, why not? Let's make it a party.
Charlie is gonna stay behind with the 2 copies of Elias's book and try and figure out what the difference is between the 2 copies. The one that they found in the Juju house and then the one that they got from the publisher. He's gonna see what differences are between the 2.
All right. So we'll start with the 3 of you who have gone to the hospital. The hospital itself is fairly busy at the moment. It's one of the larger hospitals in this neighborhood. But it doesn't take you too much effort to find where Mr. Silas Nakwane is staying. There is an armed police presence, 2 officers, both of which you do not recognize. You can tell from their badges they are not from the 14th precinct. But as you are making your way through, a nurse does stop you before you enter. I am aware that Mr. Nakwane does not exactly have a lot of friends and fans at the moment, but he is still an aging, older man who has been through quite a lot, so I will need for you to keep the stress at a minimum.
Promise, I'll be careful with the guy.
All right.
I wouldn't want to
Oh.
cause you any stress.
Okay. You all are allowed to enter the room. You see, Silas is laying in a hospital gown that you can see there are several bandages just kind of spread through around his chest. You gather that there have been at least a few ribs broken during the attempts to keep him alive, but his eyes are open and they seem to be aware, though from the tube in his mouth he does not seem to be able to speak.
Does he look like he recognizes me?
Sure.
I sit down and I smile at him. Hello.
Doesn't say anything.
Well, he can't really say anything.
No look.
Can
No.
you introduce my friend, Dr. Ezekiel? This is Silas. I don't know if you met him that night. And this is my good friend Ricardo. I just came by to check on you, make sure you're okay.
His eyes drift from each of you. There is a look of both confusion and fear as he does so, but he is unable to move.
Good sir, you probably recognize me in my brief patronage of your fine establishment. I want you to know that your health care means so much to me. So very much. And I have so many good friends here that will be keeping a wonderful eye on you and making sure that nothing bad would happen to you at all. You are completely safe, and you most certainly should not have any stress about who is administering your care. Because
They were
I,
good people.
as a surgeon, would never want to lose a patient. Loss is very hurtful. I can attest to that myself. Keeper, could I make a intimidation roll?
Sure.
Second.
Your threats were
that is
so veiled
happening.
that we couldn't even detect them.
Can I have a group luck roll? So the lowest amongst the 3 of you makes
See
me
who-
Probably me. Give me a minute.
I'm at
Yeah, this
32. I have to refresh my roll 20. It is fighting with me. I apologize.
Everything is slow today. I don't know why.
Mine's 24.
Mine is
2,
at 18.
Right.
Am I
think
the
we have
lowest one?
I think we have a
You
winner.
are.
Yeah.
You are indeed the lowest, which means you get the
Oh, let
honor
me
of
roll
rolling
that.
dice.
That'll happen.
Oh dear.
All right.
Where did it go? Well, it's a failure.
It's a
A
fumble.
fumble too.
We're under arrest.
All right. As you
What? I
sit
didn't
there,
do anything. I just said stuff.
he stares back at you. Doesn't seem to react.
Perfect. That's all I really wanted to do. And I'm gonna go outside after threatening this guy. And I'm gonna talk to the guards that are watching over him.
Right. There's two of them. They both look to be maybe in her mid-30s. Rather tall, broad-shouldered, with a not quite military style buzz cut, but similar.
Okay. You can still smoke in here, right? In the hospital in the 1920s, that's still a thing,
I think
right?
so.
It's
I
a
believe so.
healthy thing.
The,
So
the
I'm gonna
doctor over there
offer
doing
them
it right now.
I'm gonna offer them cigarettes if they're not smoking, and I'm gonna smoke with them and be like, "Did they ever tell you how he survived?"
Not really. Not exactly a knowledgeable man when it comes to medicine and the like, but they said they managed to get his heart going again, and I guess they kept him going.
So what's the next step for him when he feels better, when he's able to, move around?
Well, it's not exactly standard procedure to go over case details with
Oh,
civilians, but
if you must know, we are the ones that caught him, and we are the ones that brought him you know, to the police.
roll a persuade or charm roll.
Sure. My charm is better, but what's my persuade? I'll do a charm roll. It's fine. Oh, it's a success.
Well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt if he does recover well enough. He'll likely be tried and presumably taken up to Sing Sing, and whose justice will be served.
Has anyone tried to visit him other than us?
No, I mean, the lieutenant came by earlier to try and get some information, but he wasn't able to at account of the whole
Tube thing.
yeah, but other than that, it's just been us. People have been giving this whole hallway really a wide berth.
Understandable. He's not a very good person.
Is it true, the rumors about that old shop? And there were apparently all kinds of corpses, and it looked like something out of a novel or something.
He was playing with things that should not have been played with. And well, as you know, he is the true mastermind of, well, I'm just telling you this, that he was the one that was the mastermind for the whole missing the murders that have been happening, and even pinning it on Mr. Adams. So a guy like that, yeah, it was fucked up.
It is good that someone was able to help Mr. Hilton and his wife. So I guess all's well that ends well.
Have you heard anything new about them? Like, where was Mr. Adams released? Are they getting, compensation for, the wrongful things that have happened to him?
I can't speak to that. I wasn't there when he was released, though from what I heard, trying to keep a rather quiet profile now.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for all the information you can give me. Oh, by the way, what happened to the people in the 14th district? Oh, with this discovery, was there any fallout?
Well, I'm not exactly able to go into any details, but the lieutenant was pretty adamant about seeing that justice be done, and well, With the information I guess you all provided, it was hard for people to ignore him, and well, we'll see what happens next, I guess.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate all the information you were able to give anyway. And then I am gonna look inside. I don't know if Dr. Ezekiel and Ricardo followed me outside while I was interrogating the guy, but if they are still inside, I'm gonna go like sort of like ask them if there's anything else that they wanted to do.
I'll say it's up to you guys.
I would probably go back inside to his room just real quick, and I would excuse myself. Oh, I did need to settle one last little thing, just little verbiage I want to exchange one moment. Keeper, can I make my way back into this gentleman's room?
Sure.
As I walk in, I'm gonna whisper this to him as quiet as I can. I blame you for my best friend's death, and you will never have a happy ending. I want you to know that. I will never not be involved in your life, what's left of it. And I want you to know I will sell my soul so yours burns for all of eternity. I hate you. I hate you more than anything I've ever loved, and I hate you more than anything I've ever hated. If I could take every ounce of pain that has ever been felt in humanity and hurl it at you, that wouldn't be enough. You are a monster, not a man. And I exist only for you to hurt. Fuck you. And then I will turn slowly and walk away.
Can I have you make a spot hidden roll, please?
Success.
One moment. Double verify something.
I'm sorry, you cut out for me. What'd you say, sir?
One moment. I have to verify something
Okay.
really quickly. Consequences would be. Can I have you make a power roll?
Hard success.
Hard success. Better than mine. So my actually hold on. I might be wrong. Thanks. Hold on a sec. Make it fun.
New character incoming next week, everybody, here at Masks of Nyarlathotep.
I need a calculator. I don't know what 1/5 of 86 is.
It's not enough to kill Ezekiel Washington. Let's move on. Next scene.
It's 17.2.
Lucky, so lucky. As you go to leave, you feel something, a presence, reach into your mind. And then a word. No, a name. Azathoth. And as that word repeats, you can see a darkness pass over Silas Nkwane's eyes. Then he dies. But not just dies. You see his skin begin to shrivel up, almost as if 100 years passed for him in an instant.
I'm going to scream, Doctor! Doctor!
You call, and nurses enter, and doctors, and you see them going, trying to help. But you are a man of medicine, and you know there is no way that he'll survive.
My good keeper, is there any type of medicinal role or pharmaceutical role or biology role that could I want to try. I know this is mythos. I know this is evil, but I want to try, and I know it's shriveling up, and I can understand that. But I'm trying to find some type of link between this magic, not just what it's doing, but maybe how it's working, that name. Just in this moment, I'm trying to piece something together concretely. So, could you direct me to any type of role that I could make, or is this just something that I'm experiencing?
I would say you can make a Cthulhu mythos roll.
Okay.
Because this is beyond medicine, beyond science.
I do not pass.
You
Do
shall
not know.
not pass.
Is
Born
it
to
sanity
you.
check time?
No.
Okay.
You managed to avoid the true consequences.
Keeper,
Actually,
I
you
am
rolled
the
a hard.
consequences.
I will say you do recognize something. Your
Okay.
brief glimpse with the mythos has told you that Silas Nakwane likely does not have the power to cast such a spell, especially not in his current condition. I think someone else did that.
So he destroyed himself trying to destroy me is a fair conclusion.
You think a third person may have done this. You do not think
see.
Silas Nakwane would have had enough
Okay.
power, enough energy left to do something like this.
Very interesting.
Above
Ah.
the table, I just want to ask, does it seem like I'm gonna not play like I know this, but does it seem like somebody was attacking Ezekiel, or was it like, before you tell anybody else anything else, I'm gonna kill you, Silas?
Both.
Oh. Cool. Thank you. But I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just.
I'm going to walk out of the room and I'm going to wait until they say that I can leave because this man that I visited just died strangely. Now, granted, they're probably not going to presume I have some magical fucking or medicinal power to make him age in 100 years, but I'm definitely going to stay on the scene until I know that it's okay for me to leave, that I know that I'm not under suspicion.
It's fine. You see the medical professionals stepping in and doing what they can, and for the most part, you are quickly forgotten as they move from trying to save his life to realizing that it is not possible. And there is a brief moment where the sheet is pulled back over him, and they are in the middle of the pronouncement of death, and you are free to go.
I leave quietly without saying a word to anyone.
Okay.
Same.
Now, Charlie, my dearest Charlie.
Buddy, my friend.
That escalated
You
quickly.
you are attempting to read books all by yourself.
It's fine. It's fine. We're just comparing to see if there is a particular reason they took this book and not just went and bought a book.
Right?
As you begin your comparison, you quickly realize that this book is very different than the one that Elias was working on. You aren't sure if Elias wrote his as a alternative or a copy of this one, or if the two books were just written by two different people with the same idea. You find that this version was written by a man named Nigel Blackwell in 1920. It is a book. Yes.
He's making a note of everything. He's got a little pad of paper on his desk.
It is a.
Apologies if anyone can hear my dog
Nope.
having a moment to himself.
You're okay. You're all good. It is a blue pasteboard covers with a variety of marbled papers within. It's more of a notebook that's been kind of compiled in a proper novel. And you see that it is detailing his exploration and his travels across Africa. It is a kind of a mix of travelogue and expose on the rituals of different cults. You see that the book is attributed to a Nigel Blackwell. But you find there's no description of the person. There's no attempt to claim credit for what's written. There's no lineage. Even a cursory look through popular authors would reveal that there's no one by that name. Can I have you make a sanity roll
No.
as you start to come across some of the more detailed depictions of the rituals inside?
Well,
Let's see how this is gonna go. Yeah, no.
You
I
did
don't
not
think I can spend
succeed.
luck to make that a lot.
No. Would you like me to roll the sanity dice, or would you like to do it yourself?
You know, you do it. I am here for anything that is ongoing.
You lose 10 points of sanity, my
Oh,
dear
damn.
friend Charlie.
It's okay. That's
I've
that
given
fits.
you the opportunity to roll your own fate, but you left it
You
to
know
the
what? I think
mythos.
roll 20 would do it anyway. Mm-hmm.
It's possible.
Nope.
However,
I don't
my
trust roll
dear
20.
friend, you have lost quite a lot of sanity. You've lost 5 all at once, so you are going to go insane. Can I have you
Temporary.
roll?
It'll be fine though.
This is
What
temporary.
is your maximum sanity before this loss, Charlie?
46.
So that is enough to make you go indefinitely.
Definitely
I
insane.
am telling you, he's not that strong in the mental capacity.
Well, you are definitely insane. So first, let's start with a bout of madness. Roll me a d10.
Oh joy. 3.
what's the worst that could happen?
As you are reading, you feel yourself pulled in to the forests of Africa. You can see vividly all of these rituals being performed, the screams of the dying, the chanting of the believers, and you can feel an excitement, a passion coursing through your veins. Then the world falls into a blood-red mist. Where is Charlie at the moment?
He wouldn't have taken the book to his aunt's house. I think he would have seen if he could just sit in like someone's hotel room.
Okay.
Just so that way like all the material was kept together. Because I believe
You could have used my hotel room.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, after the incident at the Juju house, he's not taking anything around his aunt.
yeah. Yeah, because
Okay.
my hotel room is just for myself. I know that somebody else bunked up with someone else, so
Mm.
yeah, probably mine.
Right. Then, can I have an intelligence roll from you, Charlie? I'm actually
Oh.
supposed to make you roll this first, so it may help
Hard
you.
success.
Okay. Okay. So, Ezekiel, when you
Yes.
return, are you bringing the others with you to your hotel room?
Probably not. If they organically wanted to come up to my hotel room, that would have been fine, but I most likely would not have offered Keeper. It's probably
Alright.
gonna roll in there, see how Charlie was doing, tell them to get the fuck out of my room, and go to sleep. Brood. I'm in the brooding stage. keeper.
Okay. Ricardo and Jasper, do you follow Ezekiel?
I have my own room. And therefore I will go to my room because Dr. Ezekiel did not invite me to his room.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be rude to just like stroll
Hey,
in
can I go
after
to
him.
your room just randomly? No.
It's like,
Yes.
just kind of like sneak in after him, like you're jumping the turnstile at the subway.
Okay.
Yeah, you two are
Charlie.
sharing a room. That's right. That's
Actually,
right.
I am
Hey,
not
Ricardo.
sharing a room. I am rich.
Oh, you got him. Sorry, I apologize, keeper.
I have
Ricardo
Charlie's
is
character sheet,
poor.
so
Or at least
I
not
will
rich.
do it for
Ricardo's
you.
room is paid for, though.
Stop
That's
by
what-
clicking through my stuff.
will
I see you
do
moving my
this
stuffs
for you.
around.
hospital, cat.
I will do this for you. One moment.
I'm gonna walk in and see Charlie having an exorcist moment. Just the head just.
Ezekiel, as you enter your room, you find it in a state of disarray. Tables have been scattered and shattered about. A mirror that had been hanging on one wall that has been shattered into dozens of glass pieces. The beautiful bed that had been previously made is now torn asunder as sheets and bed linens are everywhere. And as you close the door behind you, you see Charlie step in front and swings a wild right hook at you. Can I have you roll me a dodge roll, please?
One second. I'm at keeper. Am I still at 1 hit point? Would I have had
It's been
a
a
day
few
to maybe?
days, so you would have
Okay.
healed a couple of hit points.
So you're up to 2 hit points now.
All right. Shit. Decide whatever my hit points are.
We'll say you're at 4. We'll say you're at 4.
Okay. Hold on. Let me change that. Could I do a fighting back and try not to hurt Charlie, but like wrap them up and like take them to the ground?
Sure.
Or
If
do
your
you just-
goal is to grab, I would say you'll need a hard success to grab them.
Okay. Fall, brawl, hard success. I fumble. Oh, Charlie just fucking gave me the old George Foreman.
So, you attempt to help your friend as they swing. You attempt to kind of lean forward and grab them around the chest, but Charlie is much more nimble than you gave them credit for, and they end up catching you with a right hook to just really the entire right half of your jaw. It's happened so quick that it's difficult for you to process what's going on. Do you continue trying to help Charlie?
No, at this point, I'm just trying not to get got. Like it's Charlie just gave me the business. I'm almost dead. I'm almost dead all the time. I would like to maybe not die. So at this point, I'm just like I'm gonna dodge, and if I can find something to pick up, I might need to take Charlie to Concussion City.
Concussion
How much
Concussion
damage?
Junction, what's your
I
function?
believe a straight punch from Charlie would do 1 point of damage.
All
Not
right.
a proper, not a proper martial artist or anything. So you take 1 point of damage, and instead you hide, avoiding as Charlie continues in a rage. It takes 8 hours before Charlie stops.
All right. I will not. I
Charlie.
would not have. Oh, sorry. I thought I was. Can I try to keep them in the room for the 8 hours?
Yes, Charlie does not attempt to leave. It is destructive, but they make no attempt to leave. Charlie, as you return, the red haze leaves, the thrill of Africa, the pain and violence fades, and you find yourself standing in a hotel room. It takes a moment for your brain to remember that this is where you started. you can still feel that low level, that desire for more, to be in the rituals. But for now, you have regained control of yourself.
Charlie?
Oh, hi. Oh, doctor.
Oh, no. No, 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 no. That's not doctor now. You punched me in the face. You sucker punched me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me.
I know what came over you. I know exactly what came over you, Charlie. Rage. Do you know where that rage came from, Charlie? Stupidity. You want to know where that stupidity came from, Charlie? Your inner desire. You know what your inner desire was, Charlie? To read those cursed books that I told you not to read. You want to know how I know that you did that? Because I read a book and I stole Florence's car. And I came back and everybody was screaming. And Ricardo thought he was 90 and was gyrating for some reason. I did not understand that. Why he was gyrating. The fluidity of his hips was a thing that was happening. The point that I'm making, Charlie, other than the fact that I might have a concussion from when you punched me,
I'm sorry.
you can say that all you want. It does not undo the damage. So, speaking of damage, this is what we're going to do.
Sure.
See this room?
Yeah.
I'm going to go downstairs tomorrow, or maybe in an hour, and say that I just got back and somebody broke into my room. I'm going to lie. I could cover these expenses. I know you probably could not because you're a man of, well, you work a humble, honest job, which is one of the things I like the most about you. You are a reporter. So you get paid in spit and peanuts, I presume. I don't know. Why did you have to read the fucking book, Charlie?
I was trying to see why they would grab this copy and not just go buy Elias's copy.
Because there's something bad in the book, Charlie.
Well, I know that now.
You should have known that then. No, I would love your retort, Charlie. Please regale me with your finest logic, how any of this made sense.
I was hoping to find some clues so we can figure out what Elias was looking for.
Death
So
and
far, I
murder.
have
Nothing now.
Nigel.
He's dead, by the way.
I am well aware of that.
No, we went. He was dead, but then he was not dead, and then he died again. But this time he is incredibly dead. His skin shriveled away. He looked like a mummy, and he died right in front of me. It was after I threatened him, and I heard some crazy name in my head, Azazoth or whatever. And maybe, just maybe, something was also trying to kill me as well. But I was too stubborn to die. Charlie, allow me to be perfectly blunt.
Wait, hold on. Jackson Elias showed up?
No, not him, Silas.
Oh.
Yes, we visited Silas at the hospital. We thought he was dead. Jasper shot him a lot. Like a lot.
I'm aware.
Yeah. The bullets are bad for anyone, but especially old men. And we thought he was dead, but apparently he didn't die. But he's dead now. He is incredibly dead. If there is a way to be extra dead, he hit that fucking bell. I tell you that much. So something tried to kill me, maybe. I know he tried to kill me. I watched a man turn into a mummy is the best way I could describe it. And then I come back trying to get some rest. And for the last 8 hours, I've been hiding behind a sofa and underneath my bed doing barrel rolls over shattered glass because you kept trying to punch me because you need therapy, Charlie. But as opposed to getting therapy, you picked up a cursed fucking book.
Can I come in here? Just like coming in, bringing the books that I got from Florence, and just be like, "Hey, Charlie, here are the books that you asked that you wanted to read."
And Ricardo's going to show up at around the same time and be like,
Jasper.
"Oh, you brought the books? I was looking forward to reading those."
Jasper.
Yes.
Jasper, my
happened here?
heart. Charlie read a cursed book and went insane and attacked me.
Oh, you should have let me read it. I'm immune to those things.
Jasper, you are the most wonderful thing I have ever seen. And I adore you. But I want you to treat my hotel room like a fraternity in college. No books. None at all. Not a book in sight.
Okay. Charlie, can I have that book?
Yeah, I'm done with it. He's gonna hand it over.
You see Ezekiel pull out a comically large thing of whiskey and sits down and says, I'm going to deal with my problems the way my old man did, drunkenly.
Charlie picks up his things and goes, and which one of us needs therapy? And walks out the door.
You, Charlie. It's you.
I'm
Charlie?
gonna look
Charlie.
at Ricardo and I'll be like, that was weird. Anyway, I'm gonna grab the books. Charlie, do you want the other books?
Nope.
I mean,
He-
I've been looking for some reading, but I would want Dr. Ezekiel here to feel unsafe.
Oh no, I was gonna offer my room because that's usually fine. Like I said, I'm pretty immune to these things. I haven't had anything bad happen to me when I read these books.
I'm so envious of all of you. I'm envious of Charlie's investigative prowess. I'm envious of your mental and physical fortitude, Jasper. I'm envious of your knowledge and zest for life, Ricardo. I will sit here in this room and I will ponder what I can contribute.
Charlie.
I hope you feel
Charlie.
better.
Dr. Ezekiel, I think you're being too hard on yourself. We've all had a rough time. You know,
I can't
think
hear you over the sound of my broken jaw. Let me just
Charlie,
pop that back in.
you do find something in you has changed irrevocably, and you have gained 2 points of Cthulhu Mythos.
Yay.
And with further readings, you may learn more. Now, Jasper, I believe you wanted to try to read this tome as well. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. The African sex tome. Not sex tome. The dark sex. Sorry. I mispronounced it wrong. But also, if there is a sex tome, I'd love to read it.
That's a different game.
Cool.
Or is it?
So, what is your current max sanity, Jasper?
My current max sanity is my max, or like the sanity I have right now.
Your current sanity, not max sanity.
73.
All right, you are going to lose 8 points of sanity.
Cool.
Which is enough to send you into a temporary. Well, actually, roll intelligence. Give me an intelligence roll.
Sure. There you go. It's
Your
a fail.
mind does not comprehend the true impact of what you have read. And otherwise, you are fine.
I continue to be fine.
You read a similar description that you lose 8 points. Yes.
Cool.
You do not go temporarily insane. The book is a similar description that I gave for Charlie. That is all.
Cool. And I you can imagine me like lying on the bed, like, with my feet up and just sort of like when girls have sleepovers and just taking notes and just sort of like that, the legs just sort of moving around. That is what Jasper is doing as he reads this book, where again, nothing bad happens to him.
All right. Is there anything else the four of you wish to do on this day? Well, this night now.
Yes. I'm going to find Charlie.
Is it possible to find you, Charlie?
I know where you live with your aunt. That has been established.
Yeah, he's I don't know if he'd return to his aunt's house because he's upset. He'd probably find like a diner. I highly doubt he's eaten in 8 hours to like eat and go over his notes.
You burn a lot of calories beating up a surgeon.
It's up to you two if you would be able to meet up.
But it's not that hard to pin down where Charlie would be. If he's not at his aunt's house, he's at a diner somewhere nearby.
I'd put the time in. It might take a couple hours.
Yeah, I'd say you find him.
I imagine the diner is a cheap diner.
Oh yeah.
Every person's diner.
Yeah, it's one of those like the neighborhood diner in New
Gotcha.
York, like how they used to have them.
I would walk in and sit down right in front of Charlie. Hello, Charlie.
You cooled your jets yet?
That question feels applicable to both of us now. But I will say, Charlie, I was most unkind to you. I should not have said to you as you were exiting. It was A doctor isn't just here to heal the body. These hands are for healing. Mental attacks on people's character are also forms of injury. So I owe you an apology. And I do apologize. Should not have said that to you, and I was wrong.
I do apologize for bruising up your jaw.
Yes. I appreciate the apology. I was lashing out at you because I was mad at myself. And I don't like leaving things unsaid, and I don't really like heart-to-heart conversations. So I have this offer. As friends and colleagues, how about we sit here and eat? What are you eating? Why are you eating soup?
Because it's fucking cold outside.
Why are you eating potato soup?
Because the owner is Russian, and that's what he gave me.
Is that why it smells like vodka? Fine, you will have your suspicious soup, and I will have what is passing as a peach cobbler, and let us eat as friends, but in silence. That is my offer.
You're gonna owe him an apology.
Oh, what's
It's
he
a
gonna
really
do?
good soup.
It smells like poverty and sadness, Charlie. I have no idea.
Yeah, you eat that peach cobbler and you let me know what you think of it.
As I dive into my peach cobbler, it is resoundingly average, so it is still tasty because it is a peach cobbler. It's hard to fuck up. Fine. I'm sorry. One last time. I'm sorry. I'm just working things out.
Maybe when you work things out, you shouldn't work things out over on other people.
Now, in my defense, I opened my hotel room and you popped out and punched me. And then I hid for you for about 8 hours after you read a cursed tome. So
to be fair, I thought I was in the middle of Africa.
Okay, that is a incredibly good rebuttal.
Which
However, you only thought that because you picked up a cursed book.
Well, I'll take Africa over being in France again.
I think I understand, but I could only understand if I was there. Look, I have a lot of frustrations. I'm frustrated with my inadequacy. I think that we are a little too cavalier. I think that we run into places without plans, and I'm guilty. I think we pick up cursed books too much and just read them. And I understand that Jasper is a fortress, an impenetrable fortress. They are a force of nature. They're also so damn dreamy. Anyway, the point that I'm making is discretion is the better part of valor. And seeing how most of my thoughts and plans have fallen to the wayside, my new strategy is I am not the idea man. I am not the man on the front line. I am not the tough man. I am not even the thinking man. I am here to assist. So I'm going to handle my business the best way that I can. I'm just wasn't expecting to be attacked by somebody who thought that they were in Africa.
I don't think either one of us was expecting that to happen. Honestly, I'm just trying to figure any of this out because I'm well in over my head. This is not usually the stuff I investigate. I investigate robberies normally. That's what the Globe has me writing about is break-ins and robberies. But I think
I appreciate your position.
that's why I do so much research. So I like having a plan when I go into things. I think a couple nights back, I think all of that just went out the window. I don't think we could have planned any of that.
I understand that we're good at ad-libbing, and I understand that we're good at making things up as we go along. So it's just I can't get anything right. And I'm a doctor who spends more time healing himself than he heals others. So my belief is this. I believe in all of you. And that is enough as far as I'm concerned. Now, I'm fairly certain I just saw a talon swimming around in your soup. So if you want to show your real yes, that is a feather, actually. That is there.
It is.
That is so much a feather. And I just go back to quietly eating my cobbler as I look over that strange thing that they're passing as a soup in this awful Russian diner.
Say that to Mr. Nabokov, and you're gonna
What's he
find
gonna
worse.
do? Hit me?
I don't know.
Charlie.
All I
as
know
you
is he
look-
talks about the revolution, and he goes back to his soup.
Charlie, as you look at your soup, you can see within its murky color, there's red, crimson red mist.
No, I'm done with it. Pushes it away to the other side.
Cobbler? Portions are quite generous.
Yeah, cobbler's good.
All right.
Huh?
Should have taken my aunt's offer of the lasagna.
No, your family can't cook.
As this night is coming to its close, do you all have plans for the next one? If any of you are intending to spend your time studying the book, any book, let me know.
Yeah, Ricardo would probably spend some time reading because if he doesn't have anything else to do at the moment, and he that is right up his alley, exactly his specialty. So he would definitely be looking into any kind of occult stuff he could get his hands on.
Which book are you reading? All of the books so far most of you have conducted at least one initial reading of one of the books. But with further study, there may be more things to learn. So it is up to you. Which
Are there
books
any
you would
I
like to
haven't
spend your
read yet?
time?
Because that we have access to?
You have not. I don't believe you've looked at Africa's Dark Sects yet.
Yeah.
But
I think
none
I
you have done. You have not done a
Ricardo,
full reading of any of the books.
We could be in the room. We can be in the room together and studying books. Because I just finished the African Dark Sects.
Yeah, I'll probably start with the new one then, Africa's Dark Sects. And then depending on time and whether or not I go insane, would probably, move on to further study of the other books until somebody pulls my ear away to do something else.
You lose 3
Also,
points of sanity. And depending on which book you choose to study more, they will require different time. So do let me know which ones you've decided to do. I will
Well,
say
yeah.
you all will have a week's worth of time before you all will need to make some decisions.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely start with Africa's Dark Sex because that's a new book for him. And then I'll just go with whatever the next one is that's available because I don't know if anybody else is busy with with any of the other ones, or if they, or whatever the case may be. So he's going to start there and then just kind of like work his way down whatever else is making itself available. That seems maybe the most pertinent to the stuff that we'd recently kind of gone through, right? I know it's all relatively pertinent, but like some may seem a little bit more.
Okay. So, to keep this simple, each of you will have a week's worth of time. So, if you wish to devote that to reading something, just mark down which book you are reading for that week to progress, so we don't get into individual days.
Okay.
But at the end of this time, you all would know that the trail that Jackson Elias was following is growing colder, which means it is time for you to make a decision. Where will you go next?
can we play this out like we're eating dinner?
That is up to you all.
Cool.
Oh, I'm so glad to not be eating near that awful soup. Oh, God. Oh.
Jasper bought dinner for everyone, so it would be at a fancy, quiet restaurant.
Oh, I can't believe you rented out this section.
Well, it's gonna be a private conversation.
Your point is well taken. To London?
London seems like a good idea. I don't think we'll find anything here.
It's not safe for us to stay here, especially since we're keeping these books.
Yeah.
Man, they're going to be really mad at Flo for not getting them the books back.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be all right.
I'm sure she'll be. I'm sure she can fight for herself.
Heard stories of her shotgun prowess. With that being said, what type of transportation should we take? Obviously, we're doing a book or a boat. What type of boat?
Keeper, what options do we have for boats?
There are a variety of choices. You can pay for passage amongst a proper passenger liner with prices ranging from $30 a day from first class to $15 for second, and perhaps even cheaper for third class. You can pay for, let's see, from New York to London. Yes, it would be about $36 if you wish to pay for the entire trip aboard a cargo vessel. Living amongst a cargo vessel would be difficult. It would be not exactly comfortable, but you can pay a bit for proper living quarters. You could also work amongst the ship's crew in an attempt to pay for passage. But those would be your main options.
Well, I think if we're planning on doing something expensive, then Richie Rich is probably going to foot most of the bill here.
It's true.
I will pay a portion of my own. I do have one question for all of you. What are we all here for? I know we're all been bound by our friendship to Jackson one way or another, but I'm making my way through this existence trying to honor him and the Midnight Society. I wouldn't call them my employer, but it's what's keeping me going. But what's driving all of you? We just fought undead creatures. We just dealt with things that we would have thought to be impossible. Why are you all here?
Going? I think it's respect for Jackson Elias. I want to know what he was doing, and I want to help him finish it. Also, I'm pretty sure following this path will help me find Gus. And then at this, I will look at Ricardo. And I promise to help.
This Gus. Yes.
Yeah.
Riveting. Why
Yes.
are you here, Ricardo? Why do you continue? I understood why you might have been here at the beginning, but why would you continue to push through now?
Well, I have a keen interest in all manner of universal knowledge, as it were, and my so far fairly short professional career prior to this was being stuck in books at a college. While interesting as they were, there's something different about getting your hands dirty and seeking out the true secrets of the universe. The true secrets of the universe don't hide in library shelves, at least not in most library shelves. You have to be willing to get out there and, sometimes put yourself in danger. I try to avoid putting friends in danger. But yes, this is a mystery that we've stumbled onto.
So your thirst for knowledge must be quenched, even though it might lead to you being incinerated. I understand.
So our old, well, old would be, I guess, the wrong term. Our late friend Gus is also a memory we must honor, as he was lost in a tragic act of heroism, fighting a terrible monster during our last excursion into
My hand goes to Ricardo's shoulder. We will find him, friend. Don't worry.
Was there any evidence that his sacrifice helped at all? Or did he just foolishly act and die?
No. It was nothing foolish. It was in the heat of the moment, and as fate would have had it at the time, uh fate did not quite work out in his favor that day. Though I believe his sacrifice may have saved the rest of us.
It definitely did. It saved us.
Charlie, you have the least amount of ties to Jackson, though your family is noble and studious and hardworking as far as I have heard. Because you were not at that expedition, correct?
No, my older sister was.
Yes, that's why I mentioned your family. I don't know why you made a strange face at me.
Never mind. My family's not really the studious. Georgie's just the weird one out.
You're a journalist. You research
my
semantics aside, I
my
apologize.
sister's a professor at Harvard.
Yes.
No.
Which beat up a librarian.
She beats up a lot of people. I'm really just don't like the idea that, I mean, I didn't know Jackson too well. But like, The fact that there are these things in the world, and as we saw, innocent people get caught in the mix of things, such as Mr. and Mrs. Adams and all of the people they killed. I'm more inclined to continue tagging on along just to ensure that at least more innocents don't continue to get caught in whatever is going on.
So you are a person who runs to the fire.
Yeah.
I see. Well, then I propose a toast to the intrepid and foolish heroes who read cursed books, fight vile monsters, skirmish with police officers, and either drink far too much or far too little. Cheers.
Jasper smiles at that last part. I think I drink just the right amount of nothing.
Yeah.
And then I drink my water.
Oh, to London, I suppose, and we've figured out what book it is, and we have the booking date. I think I will be in my hotel room for most of this time. For the rest of the time, you may knock on it and chat with me, but if you want, but that is where I will be. I have to, well, they were gracious enough to clean up after the incident, so that's good. I have some personal matters to attend to.
All right. It sounds like you all are making preparations to head to London. Is anyone doing research before they go?
Yes. But also
All
Charlie.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Ricardo's definitely Ricardo's going to spend as much of his time doing research, reading up on his novels, his Cthulhu novels. And I mean, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't do it on the trip over there. It's going to be a long boat ride.
It's going to be rather long. So Ricardo's still doing mythos stuff. Jasper, what are you looking into?
I'm gonna read the book that gave me that spell, and I'm gonna study it more. That's the 1 week thing I'm gonna do.
Okay. And Charlie, what are you looking into?
Since he got the name of that guy, he's gonna try and see if he can find anything on Nigel Blackwood, I think he said it was.
Okay. So, as you all are busy preparing yourselves for London by doing nothing related to London at all, actually, what kind of tickets are you looking to procure?
I
Oh,
want to be comfortable.
I was gonna actually say, Keeper, I thought you were gonna. I know that at the dinner I had said like I'll be tending to personal matters. That I probably would have looked into Penhew because I had that conversation with Florence about how he's a socialite, but he donates money, but a lot of it's for show is kind of how I took that conversation. So I would spend time looking into Penhew as my main topic of focus. I don't know what roles you would want.
Okay.
Sorry for the confusion.
You can roll me. Let's see. You're in New York, so it'll be harder to get information on Penhew.
Can I talk to the Midnight Society if they know anything about him?
You could roll. Just do me a luck roll. See what
Okay.
you're able to pull up.
I fail.
You ask around with the Society on information. On the Penhew Foundation and on Mr. Penhew, and you find, as far as they are aware, it is a normal, albeit high class organization. They do for the most part what they say they do, though they do have a bit of some would argue an obsession with Egypt and Egyptology. But they do seem to do good work. They do take their fair share of artifacts to be put into museums, but who doesn't? there may be some rumors about different things being shipped on occasion that may or may not have been reported properly, though they seem to be little more than rumors, no hard evidence. And of course, Aubrey Pinhue was amongst the people on the ill-fated Carlisle expedition.
Okay. I think that would probably take some time to dig up too, right, Keepers? It's not like I could keep trying to do a bunch of other stuff, so I'm good with that. Thank you.
Right. So, what are you all doing for travel arrangements? I mean, you can effectively view traveling in kind of as you say, two tiers. You could go with a proper passenger liner, or you could go a bit cheaper to travel with freighters or a steamer. And then within that, you can pay more or to be more comfortable. Or so, what arrangements will you all be using for your travel?
I want to be comfortable. I don't need to like spend so much that we're all like big ass suites or anything in the boat. Just comfortable. Just a upper middle class cruise,
You
if
know,
I
just,
could describe it like that.
just buy the whole boat.
No. My
That
father.
is not allowed, unfortunately. You can't do that. Okay. So, if your goal is second class passage, you would have your own cabin. Depending on the ship you decide to wait for, you could either go sooner or later. If you go sooner, the ship won't be as comfortable, but you'll get to London sooner, or you can go later, and it'll take a little bit longer, but it'll be a bit more comfortable and have maybe a few more benefits.
I don't think we're in a hurry, are we?
If I don't think that if Ezekiel doesn't think that there's a hard timeline, he could stand to wait as he's recalibrating himself. If he had more time, he'd probably try to do more research on the stuff in London as well. So there's benefits to waiting, I suppose.
All right, and
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Is Jasper the one paying for this?
Yeah, sure. I can afford it.
All right, roll me a credit rating roll. You want a hard success to prepare for this trip. You will need to pay for the tickets, as well as permissions to enter the country, converting money, things, all that kind of thing.
I was
A
gonna
hard success.
You need a hard success.
Can I get a bonus die on that? Just because I'm
Um,
super rich?
I was gonna try to help pay for some of my own keeper. So could I proffer the bonus die on that then?
Unfortunately, being rich doesn't really proffer a bonus die in this particular situation. So what I will say with a regular success, you can pay for everyone's tickets without an issue, but it will take you some time to do the proper exchange process. It'll take you a bit more time to transfer your sizable wealth over into pounds, as it is a bit more difficult, and you may have to speak with some certain people once you get there to finalize some things.
That's fine.
If
I'm okay with that success.
the
Because
other
again,
three,
we're taking our time, right?
yeah, so you don't seem to be in any rush. For you three, if you wish to do anything else or pay for anything in addition, you will need to make credit rating rolls for that. Is there anything you wish to do?
Yeah. I would probably try to make a credit rating roll. Just so I have extra pocket money keeper for the conversions and in case we need to buy supplies, contingencies and things like that.
All right, go for it.
Success.
All right. You managed to speak with some officials in New York about the process, and it'll take some time, but you will be on the ship, so you won't need your money immediately. And when you get there, it should be taken care of. Your spending limit will be the same once you are in London.
Okay. Thank you, Keeper.
All right. Charlie and Ricardo. Anything?
Oh, hold on. Yes, I have something right here. I'm there we go. Let's doing some reading.
Speaking of reading, are you all bringing your books with you?
Oh, absolutely. We
Yeah.
we need them because you never know. We never know if we're going to need them, and we can't just get them quickly. I can't pull up my Kindle in 1920 something to look at my easy access library of Cthulhu mythos.
Fortunately, technology and magic don't always go together. And lastly, are you all packing weapons?
Yes.
Well, Ricardo
Can,
isn't a weapons person, so you just use whatever's available.
can I
Yeah, last time you
have
got a
a
drone, right?
can I have a group luck roll, please?
Okay.
Damn it. Always gonna be me. My luck roll is so low. All right, fine. It's a fumble. Good luck.
Okay. All right, you all
All of our
pack
weapons
up.
are lost at sea.
You'll pack up your items. You make arrangements, and you are board your ship. Well, we'll say the day of boarding has arrived. If you would like, you could have paid for someone to take your packages to the vessel in advance, or you could be carrying them to the pier. But our investigators will continue their journey in London after we get back from a 15-minute break.
Woo!
So we will be right back to continue this story to see just what these wonderful people get themselves up to. But until then, I do hope you all will take the time to take care of yourselves, and then join us when we're back. Hello everyone, welcome back to our Call of Cthulhu campaign, the story where we defeat Cthulhu through the power of geography. As we rejoin our investigators, are you all carrying your packages on board, or are you letting them be packed away?
Oh well, the books that we're studying definitely aren't getting packed away.
Yeah. I'm letting Ricardo hold the books because he seems very interested in them, but I'm not gonna entrust it to like a package delivery service.
Yeah, Keeper, I would let them. I would pack up most of my stuff, maybe have like a carry-on, but I'm gonna try to keep my gun on me because I am paranoid.
Charlie's traveling super light, so he's just carrying his own stuff.
Hospital cat.
Okay.
Fifth time she's been
All
up
right.
here.
So, let's see. You know what? Give me a group luck roll. Just
God
remember
damn
a
it.
group luck roll.
Just tell Glyza to roll the luck. Just stop asking for a group luck roll and ask Glyza to roll the luck.
Yeah, it's the Glyza roll.
Consequences.
Hey, Glyza, can you roll a luck roll, please?
The
Just say that.
consequences of our actions are often far-reaching.
Success, bitch. Sorry.
Oh,
Excited.
You all are able to get 4 rooms right near each other. You get the 4 rooms at on a corner of this rather large ship. So there's a full 3 stories on it. And you can see there are a number of other people who are joining you on this trip. Many are well-to-do, though the majority are dressed in plain everyday clothing. As you all are given permission to board the ship, are you all doing anything besides going straight to your rooms?
I'm gonna explore the ship because Glyza's never ridden a ship, but I'm sure Jasper has. But I want to explore the ship.
So Jasper is gonna explore. Anybody else?
I will explore the ship with Jasper.
Ricardo is going to sit down with a good book and get to reading.
Charlie's walking into his room and face planting himself on the bed.
Okay. So, as Jasper and the good doctor are taking the time to explore the ship, boarding is still in the process, so you can see that most things are not together. The area of the ship that you all have access to includes a dining area, as well as it's somewhat of a restaurant, though it's closer to a diner bar than a proper sit down restaurant. Though there is seating and things that will allow you to look out over the stars as the ship moves past. You find out very quickly that as the crew is moving in and out, they are very serious about not allowing guests in the sub levels. I would say Jasper would recognize that the upper levels is where the first class passengers are moving in, and you can see that they have a variety of servants who are moving about and tidying up the rooms, providing a variety of beverages from wines to fruit juices. As Jasper and Ezekiel are wandering, is there anything specifically that you two will be looking for?
Not really specifically looking for anything for me. It's more of like, I don't want to go into my room just yet. I want to explore where I'll be for like a long time. Like, how long is the travel going to be, Keeper?
It's going to be between 4 and 9 days, depending on how the weather is going.
Cool. So I just want to get to know, like, I'm not even going to be like trying to sneak into places. I just want to explore where I'll be hanging out for 9 days so that I know like the general layout of the ship.
I'll say you're able to get a decent layout of the areas you're allowed to go.
Yeah.
I am looking for suspicious people hiding in plain sight.
Sure. Roll a spot hidden roll.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna push it. Can I push it, Keeper?
Of course.
Success.
You spend some time, and it's hard to know who would look out of place here. There are people of all social classes, including some who are amongst the poorest of people who are working, who you can see are moving into the lowest sections of the boat. But no one seems weird or unusual.
What about the people who work on the boat?
They seem as you would expect. I don't believe Dr. Ezekiel is familiar with the intricacies of manning a boat. So
Absolutely not. He's just Keeper. He's a broken man trying to be useful.
they look like sailors to you. They're wearing proper uniforms. You do see they are moving, as you are walking by, they are moving boxes of what looks to be spare parts and equipment that they would use to service the boat. But other than that,
All right. He's on the lookout for Boat Cthulhu, but he seems okay with the fact that, everything's okay.
Jasper is gonna turn to Dr. Ezekiel and Dr. Ezekiel, would you like to join me for lunch or dinner or whatever they're serving right now while we're waiting for everybody to board?
Yes, that sounds quite lovely. Should we get the others, or would you just want to dine alone?
Well, we can ask them to see if they're
Here,
available.
I'll ask them. Charlie, Ricardo, do you want to eat with us?
I am getting a little hungry. All this reading's made me famished.
When the hell did you get here? My God.
I'm very sneaky.
Where was that outside of the Juju house? Where was that, Ricardo? My God.
I found some new slippers.
Those are sandals. I why are they WD-40 all over them? Oh yes, let's go get Charlie then, and maybe we can gather up and get a game plan, a coherent strategy for what we shall do when we make land. And we need to figure out what it is we're going to eat, because food in England is horrible. I can't cook.
In Cook. I've been there before.
I hear
They
there's
cook
lots
well.
of meat pie.
Indeed.
That's why they lost the Revolutionary War. They didn't have the proper sustenance to keep them fighting. Anyway, the food is horrible. It is a well-known fact. They can't cook. Their food is garbage. Factual, scientific fact.
For any
Anyway.
of our friends who are watching from the UK, I do
I
apologize.
meant every fucking word, and we do not apologize.
I apologize for
No.
my friend here.
No, your food's trash. Come get the hands if you disagree. You can't cook. Your food's garbage. Anyway, back to the game. Horrible ass food. Let us congregate.
Perhaps they'll be serving plain scones.
And scones are great. I do enjoy a plain scone.
It's the best food imaginable.
All right, so I think you guys are coming together.
We haven't asked Charlie yet. But we are
Where
gonna
is Charlie?
go.
Charlie, where
Charlie is
Charlie?
laying in his hotel in his new
He's
room, just kind of
still-
decompressing.
Okay.
He will politely just refuse lunch because he's just like, I need to lay down. Flop.
All right. So Charlie is choosing to get some extra sleep.
I
The
think
three of you
Charlie's
make your way to the dining room, and you do find quickly that there is a clear delineation between you all and the first class passengers. You see there are a number of people, workers, who are taking trays covered in a proper top. I forget what that top is called. And you do see occasionally one of them, as they are preparing the plates, you see the first class passengers have lobster to eat. For second class passengers, as yourselves, you all have a mixture of steak and broccoli.
That sounds so much better than lobster. I'm so sorry to the people who like lobster.
In the 20s, it wasn't. The 20s, it was much more important. So I don't know what to tell you. As you all are settling down,
Jasper's very satisfied with the food that I'm getting.
you all are settling down, and the boat is starting to move. Can I have all four of you make a con roll, please? See how strong, how good you all are handling the waters.
Charlie is following in Georgie's footsteps.
Let's see here. Ba, 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 ba.
This is my life. I'm on the boat, bitch.
Don't you
Don't
ever
you ever
forget.
get-
Success.
All right, so everyone except for Charlie is doing well. We'll revisit how Charlie's doing when they wake
There's
up.
a reason he decided to lay down.
All right, so as the three of you are settling in for dinner, there is a small bit of music from a celloist in the kind of a corner place where you would play music from. Stage. Stage is the word I'm looking for. I'll leave the story to you three.
How are you feeling, Ricardo? Dr. Ezekiel?
Feeling great. This is excellent steak.
It is quite excellent.
Yes.
I've had many steak in my life, but this one is a good one.
I believe you. I feel fine, I think.
That's good.
What are we going to what's the first order of business when we when we land?
I don't know.
Do we go to the... Well, Oh. Let me know when you come up with an idea.
I will, as soon as I come up with one, other than ride a boat and eat some food.
You have accomplished that plan with great accuracy and steadfast. You've done it. Yes. Yeah. Ricardo, do you have any thoughts as to what we should do upon making landfall?
Well, I think we should find a solid, I would say, kind of location for us to make camp at, for lack of a better word.
Base of operation.
Hotel or yeah. And then and then from there, we can gather our thoughts and figure out exactly where to head next.
That is a good point. Keeper, are there any Midnight Society bases in England, London?
You do know there is a business that is operating in London. So just roll me an intelligence roll to see what you would know about it.
Alrighty.
Are you smarter than a storyteller?
No, I'm not. Reed's the smartest person I know.
Like, joke's on you. I am a storyteller. Ha
Well, different system.
There is a hotel that is called the Onyx Palace, and it is one of the few places run by a pair of African Americans in London at this time. And you do know that it is a place where plenty of people working for the Midnight Society in a variety of ways stay there. You do not know if they are people who are doing the more esoteric things, but you do know there are people who, if they're in town for business and things like that, will stay there.
So I know that would it be fair for me to say that if I showed up there and went through the proper channels, even if there weren't room for us, they wouldn't be mad and they'd be happy that we were checking in? Is that a fair presumption, Keeper?
Yes. You would also know you would be able to get in contact with other you would be able to send words to other people who may be working with the Midnight Society, or from one location to other locations from there as well. I would also say you would be aware it is not exactly a high class hotel. It's probably somewhere in the middle, probably a bit too expensive for the average person, but it's not where you'd run across landed nobles or anything of the like.
Okay, it's not luxurious, but it is of a certain station in class. Okay. I gotcha. Well, I do know of a place that we would most likely be welcome to, and at the very least could get direction and guidance from. So it is called, well, I don't know if you've heard of it, but the Onyx Palace. Those who are members or friends of the Midnight Society, and I'm saying all this quietly, Keeper, of course, are
Would I
welcome
know
there.
this place, Keeper?
With your money, I would say you probably would have heard of it. You would know that it is not exactly a wealthy establishment, but it's acceptable.
I have heard of that place. It seems good. I think we could easily afford.
Excellent. I think that this is shaping up. Well, I'm glad I could contribute something. I must now retire to my chamber and do some realignment. It's a lovely dinner. And I make my way. Good night. And I make my way back to my cabin. And if Charlie's cabin is along the way, I will just, you don't have to role play it, but I'll just knock on it and make sure that they're okay, not dead, not getting Cthulhu'd or anything, and then crash out in mine. Oh, yep, that's Charlie. Oh, Charlie is not dead. Good job, Charlie.
Like the smallest grumble of just something very unpleasant being said.
Yeah, I see that you're still under the influence of that foul chicken soup. I warned you, Charlie. I warned you not to eat that, but you did. And then sleep well. Stomach bloat and all. And then I pass out in my own cabin.
All right. And is Jasper and Ricardo going to sleep now as well?
Well,
I'm gonna stay out.
yeah. Are you staying up to just wander around the ship, or
I'm
something?
gonna sit at whatever night whatever
A
is around.
bar?
Like not really a bar, but like to look out into the ocean.
Oh, okay. You know, I think that's a good idea. I think Ricardo will probably go enjoy some fresh air too. Maybe bring a book for some light reading. To continue. It seems like a good place to stare out into the vast, empty, open ocean while contemplating the horrors of the universe.
Yep, because Jasper is gonna try to do the spell one more time just to see if something happens.
Well, all right then.
Okay. You are trying to cast, I believe, contact.
Something.
Yith.
Something.
Contact the Yith. Let me double check to see if there's any consequences to you casting such a spell.
No such thing as consequences in
Well,
Cthulhu world.
Not
Okay.
for this is the second time he's cast this, and the first time was no consequences, so we're gonna cast it again.
Mm-hmm. This all checks out.
Yes.
At a certain point, there's really no good decision to be made in Cthulhu, so why not just do the thing?
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna get screwed anyway.
Oh yeah,
Might as
especially
well
if you're,
get screwed with consent.
oh yeah, and plus, especially if you're on like Roll20, then you're definitely gonna get screwed.
I don't
I
know
mean-
how to respond to any of that.
It's not you. Roll20 knows what it did to me, and it knows where it did it to.
Okay. Well, as you spend 4 magic points, and as you attempt to contact something you do not understand, nothing responds. Though you do feel like something noticed. For a brief moment, it was almost like there was a caress in the back of your mind before it lost interest.
When I feel that, I whisper, Gus, and then just let it go away if it doesn't respond.
Hello, it's me.
There was no
And then
response.
I continue to look out the ocean and keep Ricardo company while he reads the books. I'm also taking the time to read that same book, the one that gave me the spell, just to learn it better.
Mm,
Okay.
good thinking.
Okay. All right. So, and with that, the first night will come to its close. The second day is simple and uninteresting, and so is the third. And I assume who all is reading a book during this time?
Ricardo's reading unless he becomes unable to for some reason.
Okay.
Same for
Well,
Jasper.
Dr. Ezekiel and Charlie, as you are taking the time to rest and to recover, Charlie, your indefinite insanity fades. Dr. Ezekiel, you recover 1d3 of sanity.
Thank you.
One day, the fourth day to be specific, you all are taking the time to kind of meander about when you overhear a conversation between two members of the crew. One seems to be a young man, maybe 17 or 18. The other, a bit older, maybe 25, 26. The younger man looks at him and goes, "Yeah, ever since I looked at the package, I've been having a weird dream about some, I don't know, weird thing. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. Just the older man goes, "Well, I told you not to go looking around. Some of these wealthy people tend to be all kinds of weird about things they pack on these ships. Just mind the business. I can give you something that'll help you sleep a bit better, but it'll get better, I'll assure you. We've all seen one too many weird things. I'll tell you, there was this one time I was coming back from Egypt with a hot shot from some foundation or whatever, and they had one of those genuine mummies in the bottom. Very, very weird. And do you all do anything?"
Jasper, did you make this poor guy go crazy?
I don't think so.
Cast a spell and thought, this didn't have any effect, but really, it made this guy go crazy.
I would say any of you could choose to have been here to overhear this conversation.
You can see Ezekiel, like an idea comes across his face, and he lowers his hand and goes back to he was probably like adjusting his tie and whatnot.
He's like, I mean, Ricardo would love to take the opportunity to overhear his people, but yeah, I don't know if he'd draw any conclusions from it. It would raise an eyebrow, given our interactions with the
We talk to
mythos.
somebody just talking about their dreams. I'd
Yeah.
listen better.
I'm
listen more.
curious. I might, in fact, you know what? I may try to broach the topic to Jasper that, we might want to talk to him. Perhaps he saw something strange on the ship that might be worth investigating.
I agree. Do you want to go? He seems to be your age.
Age is, I know age would be a factor, but sure, why not? I could probably chitty chat with him.
Are you all... Is someone going to speak to them? You see that they are walking and they're about to head down into the bowels of the ship.
Yeah, I'll call out to him and hey, excuse me, young man. Could you? I have a question. If you have a moment.
All right. And he does kind of have speed walks over to you. You can see the older man is watching and waiting. Is there something I can do for you?
I didn't mean to pry, or I guess depending on your perspective, eavesdrop. I happened to overhear your conversation earlier as I was walking by about seeing something troubling below, or at least in somewhere on the ship. And as it, I was curious if you'd like to elaborate more on it. I tend to have spent some time investigating strange happenings, and it's a little concerning to have the prospect that there may be something strange of sorts upon the ship.
Well, I assure you, it's just normal stuff. Nothing to be worried. It was well, I mean, well, and you see, he kind of looks back at the other man and then back at you. I mean, well, if you sure, if you really want to know, it was some, I don't know, it's one of those weird shapes with a bunch of kind of irregular edges and surfaces to it, kind of I guess kind of like one of those diamonds you'd see on the magazines, with the weird kind of edges. I was in some sort of box that was also kind of strange, maybe crystal or something. It looked pretty expensive, though it was really dark to look at, and it was hard to turn away from it. Kind of like it was. And before he finishes what he was going to say, the older man kind of looks at him and goes, "All right, it's time for us to get back to work. Excuse us." And he kind of starts to guide the young man towards the basement of the ship.
I would reach out to him. It's like, when you have some free time, we'd love to talk to you more, and I will try to make it worth your time.
Yes, perhaps
Heavily-
you could use a
heavily-
nice dinner or something, you know?
I will heavily imply that I will bribe him for information about this dream.
Love to
One of
chat
you-
with you when you have time. I don't want
One
to
of-
interrupt your work.
What if you could make a persuade or a charm roll?
What's your charm?
My charm is 15 and my persuade is 10.
So my charm is 47. I'm
Little
gonna
better.
try.
Well, better.
Can I get a bonus die because I also implied that I will, like, I don't want to disrupt his work, and he'll get more money from me if he just tells me about his dreams and
Sure.
stuff that happened. Okay,
Sure.
cool. Sweet. Let me get that bonus. Oh well. All right. Well, I guess not. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna push it. Fuck it. Let's push it.
Was she real good?
Okay.
Damn it! Worse.
Ah,
Oh well. I guess he doesn't
oh,
want to talk to me.
no.
I shouldn't. I've got to get back. And they just kind of rapidly walk away from you all before they both disappear into the sub-levels of the ship.
Oh well. I did try.
Making a mental note of the guy's face.
Okay. While you two are having this encounter, Charlie, can I have you roll me a con roll to see if you're adjusted to the waters, to the ocean?
Yes, I have.
You
Allegedly.
have managed to get over your seasickness, and you are able to enjoy the vessel, same as everyone else. So,
Why couldn't this be a car ride?
Yeah.
I like cars better.
Charlie, what are you up to for your day?
He is reading through his notes, just refreshing the old brain cell on what all strands that they have that has led to London. He has steered clear of the spooky books. And yeah, he's just kind of chilling.
Okay. Another peaceful day for Charlie.
Away from spooky
Dr.
books.
Dr. Ezekiel, what are you doing?
We'll try that again. Yes. I was there for the part of the conversation with Jasper and the and Ricardo and the strange what do you call it? But I didn't really pursue it. So I would have probably made my way back to my cabin, ate, And then I might have walked out by myself, and I'm still looking for suspicious people, Keeper. I know it's a long shot, but I figure if nothing else, I can do my due diligence.
That's fair.
Roll a spot hidden check.
Hard success.
You spend some time just people watching for a bit, and you do notice that there is a man, maybe in his early 30s, who is dressed for travel. Though you do see that kind of underneath the more touristy clothing, there are signs of something more. You notice that his shoes are not the kind of shoes a person would wear on this kind of a trip. They look like what you would expect a person who is trying to look like they are living below their means would wear. It almost looks like the person is trying to appear poorer than they actually are.
Hello, Thomas. This is how the poor is dressed, right?
Yes. Show me those who don't eat often. What shoes do they wear? I would like 3 of those, please. Yeah. Peasants. Yeah.
I don't
See?
want them to get too worn, then they might,
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Mm.
Otherwise, how can we tax them? Anyway, as I look at him, do I see anything that might? Fuck, this is a weird question. Do I see anything that feels like Cthulhu-y, mythos-y, weird as fuck? Other than that, or is it just like a guy who's got some weird shoes on and is trying to come across different?
You don't see anything occult-like on him.
Okay. I'm going to study his. I'm going to look at him long enough to know what he looks like, but I'm not going to stare at him. You know what I mean? So that, so I can keep some discretion. I would like to, in this moment, try to see if he goes back to his room so I can see, if I can at least figure out where he's at. That sounds so fucking creepy. I don't care.
Roll me a stealth roll.
Oh, Keeper, we're doing so well. We had this great rapport, you and I. we were vibing.
We were best buds.
We were homies. Now we're.
I thought you loved me.
Oh, thank you, Jesus. A clutch roll.
Great.
A clutch roll, baby.
We're fortunate. But you do keep an eye on him for a little while, and you see that he is staying in the same, not area, but the same level as you all. He is in a kind of a middle class section of the ship. And he does go back to his room, and his room seems to be on the opposite side of the ship from yours.
What's the number?
Let's say it's 113.
13 is a suspicious number, Keeper. He's Cthulhu. I figured it out. I cracked the case. Game over. I'm a fucking genius, chat. Clearly. All right. I make note of that. And as I walk away, I'm going to linger. And can I do a listen check to see if I hear any Cthulhu-esque noises from his chamber?
Sure.
I'm not going to push it, because if I do, somehow the boat will explode.
No.
It's silence.
All right. Silent. Too silent. Much like the sounds that Cthulhu might make. I go back to the party. Triumphantly.
All right. Are you all doing anything when you get together? Or are you choosing to stay separate for the day?
Well, I mean, I figure we'd probably get together for meals at, predetermined times just to kind of meet up and just to check in, Unless anybody else had, feels like, no, leave me alone.
Well, I am kind of scared of y'all because y'all do the book stuff.
It's true. Jasper does like to live dangerously.
But I love Jasper. I'm so conflicted. Like, there's so many emotions going on.
First of all, again, nothing bad has ever happened to Jasper.
To Jasper, I agree. I am not Jasper.
So we're good. But yeah, I would love to have like regular meals just for like checkup and all that, but I don't think I would be,
Yeah. When we
not
next meet up,
anybody's room.
Jasper, would we probably be like meeting in the same spot, usually at the same table if it's available?
Yeah.
Is it almost like high
Like,
school, like cafeteria
yeah,
lunch?
yeah. I'd basically like go there and sit there and just wait for the others to show up. If anything, if like during snack times I would have
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. When it's time for us to get our high school cafeteria on, I would go to the table.
Okay. So
I
as well, who is all meeting tonight?
Yeah.
I'll
Gotta
be
eat.
there.
Gotta make sure that you get proper nutrition. Otherwise, you're not gonna be able to focus on all that reading you gotta do.
Exactly.
Jasper, can I have you make a luck roll, please?
Thank you. Thank you for just straight up asking. Let me just roll that luck.
I like how Charlie fell out of the screenshot for a second. They were just so
38.
done with the moment. They were like, "Hey!"
All right, you may proceed.
Well, I have news.
Oh?
Yes, I have been patrolling the ship, looking for strange people, strange things, listening for strange people and strange things, and somebody did catch my eye.
Oh.
No, not like that.
When you said catch your eye, Jasper turned a little like, but then when you said no, not like that, resumed normal position.
I have eyes for only one person. It's obvious who that person is. Regardless, there's a man in his early 30s. He is putting on a facade as if he's dressed for travel, but his shoes gave him away.
Oh.
And I describe in the same way that the keeper describes it, and I regale them of I followed him slowly, stalking him. I said what I said, stalking him. And his room is 113. It's the same level as ours, but on the opposite side. Ship.
Hmm.
I don't know if he's necessarily an enemy, but it did seem noteworthy.
Hmm. Well, that's interesting because we happened to overhear a crewman from the ship talking about some strange, expensive looking object they'd found, amongst the stored, you know, items being transported, by people here on the ship, and it gave him some
He said he's been
strange.
having nightmares.
Yeah, he's been
since.
having nightmares. Yeah, ever since. Seems
I
like it
tried
could.
to I tried to find out more, but I was rebuffed.
I see, I see. What I would say is I think I was there for part of that, and then I left. Excellent work. Are you going to try to find him later? Do you just want to? How do you want to proceed with that?
Oh, I would absolutely love to find him later if he could lead us to this thing to investigate further. But I'm also curious now that potentially this gentleman that you've come across may uh, either be tied to this thing or perhaps
Perhaps
I don't know.
he just wants to be among the poors for a little bit.
It's undercover boss.
Yeah, it's undercover boss situation.
Well, do people do that?
Hello, fellow children.
Whose children? What? No, Ricardo, you're hallucinating again.
It happens from time to time.
That's. You must have had that chicken soup with with Charlie. Anyway,
Has special mushrooms in it.
no, it's just a feather. Blood,
Oh.
I think. Anyway, be serious. It is time. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I suppose we could. I don't want to separate. I don't. If we're adventuring, we should stay together for safety.
Hmm.
How much longer until we make landfall? Do any of you know?
That is a great question.
This is like our third night, right? Or our fourth night?
You are night 5. This is currently night
Oh.
5.
How many?
As far
how
as
many
you
more
know, as long as the weather holds up, you should be there. You should be in London in a day or two. But
How's the
worst
weather?
case 9 to 10. So far, it's been clear, chilly, but pretty clear.
Hmm. Well, I will check in on him tomorrow. Maybe one of you would like to accompany me. And after that, we can look for this crewman.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. No. Excellent.
If you think it makes sense, and he just keeps stuttering and stammering and making excuses for why maybe it wouldn't be a good idea. But it's whatever you all want to do.
So are we just looking into who's in that room?
Maybe following them, stalking them, researching them. I don't know.
Well, usually the crew keeps a log of guests assigned to rooms, so could always see if maybe they'll let us look at the log first. At least let us know who we're dealing with.
Oh, Charlie, you could say that you're writing a piece and come up with how this expedition is historic, and I don't know. You're a journalist. You people lie all the time. You make something
Wow.
up. But it's yellow journalism. Actually, is an era of yellow journalism, by the way. Not that Charlie would ever indulge.
I will come up with something, yes. I will look to see if I can't get a look at the log.
Of course.
Could just say a friend of mine is on the ship and I don't know what room he's in. My mother spilled coffee on the letter or something like that. Like, that's a go to.
There are many ways of persuasion.
Why would you?
Many ways of
Yes.
control.
What is happening? Well,
I think it's the ship.
it does make me queasy. That's not. I don't like the motion. I'm doing okay, but I don't like the motion.
Of the ocean.
And with that, I get up and I go back to my room.
I really wish they served alcohol on this ship. As he's just staring at the water cup. Very forlornly.
It's like, why?
Sometimes you just need a drink. You just need a drink.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, prohibition is not a thing in England, so I'm finally going to be able to get like a pint of beer with my dinner.
Indeed. That might be fun.
Excellent. Most excellent.
All right.
1, 2, 3 pints.
As all of you make your way back to your rooms, Jasper, can I have you roll a spot hidden roll? Make a spot hidden roll, please.
Sure, I could do that. Spot hidden. It is a failure.
Oh,
Wah, wah.
As you all make your way back to your cabins for the evening, Jasper, you enter your cabin and you look around, and as you're making yourself comfortable for the evening, you begin to notice things that are unusual. Things that are in places that you don't recall putting them. Some of the drawers are open, you think, though you can't recall if you left them open or not. Some of the closets where some of your outer clothing has been left was open as well. You also can't remember if you closed it before you left.
I'm going to investigate to see if there's anybody in the room first.
You look around, you don't see anyone else in the room.
Not a big room, right? So there's
No,
like no place
it's not
for them
that
to
big.
hide.
You
Cool.
check you check under the bed and the bathroom, but there's no one.
Cool. I'm going to investigate if there's anything missing in the room.
You look around and do an accounting of everything you had, and you do find something is missing. The
And what is
narcotic
that?
manuscript is gone.
Dang it. Oh, well, that's not good. Did I at least study the book enough to, like, I don't need it anymore? Because I was studying it.
It will take you, let's double check. I believe it'll take you 6 weeks to finish. No, it'll take you 2 weeks. So no, no, wait, no, this is the wrong book. Hold on, this is the Final Confessions. It'll take you 45 weeks for this. So no, you're nowhere near
Dang.
finished.
I'm going to go and report it.
So,
Somebody
us
who works on
or
the boat, but
okay.
also to the friends, the pals, the gang.
Are you reporting what was missing?
Not at the moment. I just want to see the reaction of the people there, like the whatever.
Mhm.
And I will say somebody went into my room. Somebody, looks like something was stolen from my room, and they can't have gotten any far because we're on the boat in the middle of the ocean. So I would like for there to be an investigation to find my missing things.
Okay. And as Jasper is dealing with that, and perhaps dealing with the loss of something.
You stopped. We can't hear you, Ree. You stopped we stopped hearing you as Jasper was
Alright.
dealing with the loss of something.
My mic should be back. I accidentally disconnected it.
Cthulhu was popping in to say no.
Yeah, we will wrap up our adventure for the evening. But thank you all. This one was a bit shorter. Well, actually, our usual session is just a bit longer than they're supposed to be. But it's balanced. It's balanced. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let these wonderful people tell you where you can find them through all the internet and any cool projects they're doing, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up our adventure for the evening. And we'll start with we'll start with Arby. We'll go backwards.
Have to remember to unmute myself. Hi, I'm Ari. I play Charlie here on this show, and I'm on a couple of Ree's other shows. Since those are on hiatus, if you wanted to check out the YouTube, because everything is put up there, you'll see some familiar faces as well. But to find me, I am on the internet, but I don't post much. I am Small Shadow Snack on Twitter and Aurelia Crane on Blue Sky. Again, I don't use it much.
All right, next up, Glyza.
Hey everyone, my name is Glyza, and pronouns are they, he, she, yes, in that order. If you want to find me anywhere, just go to bio.link/classical Glyza. My schedule is on there and it's up to date. It's up to date till today. I have to update it later. But I won't be usually I stream during the week, but I won't be streaming this week because I will be at Big Bad Con starting Thursday. I'll be there till Saturday, and I'll be running a couple of games there. I'll be running 10 Candles for people, and also Huntered battle royale game where only one survivor will be around among 16 players. So it's going to be really fun. If you're going to be at Big Bad Con, look for me. I have a little game as well. If you try to find me at least 5 times, you get a little prize. So those are the things that I'm doing at Big Bad Con. But I will be taking a break from streaming next week. So that's it. That's where you can find me.
All right, sounds busy. Inkbud, your turn.
Hey, what's shaking, everybody? You can find me here on Ree's Discord, which you should join and sign up for his games. And there's a casting call because he's a good person to play with. Don't tell him I said that. Same thing for the McStabber Studios in the Discord. They're wonderful people, and I feel if I don't say that, one of them will McStab me. I fear them greatly. You can also find me on startplaying.com. I run games fairly competently. We'll say competently. At Inkblood Demon, and I'm on Twitter at Inkblood Demon. The fuck that place. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm gonna move there. I have no fucking idea. You type in Inkblood Demon or Showtime Demon. But most importantly, go Dodgers. That's the main takeaway from all this. Go Dodgers.
All right. Well, next
They're a
up, Sir
baseball
Monolith.
team, right?
They are baseball, yes.
Yeah, I'm at Sir Monolith on don't really use Twitter, but also Blue Sky. And yeah, you come back next Tuesday to not next Tuesday, this Tuesday, to see me in another fun game here on Ree's channel.
That is correct. Let's see. This Tuesday, October 22nd, Arcane Veils begins as I guide 4 mages on their road to ascension as they face off against all that lurks in the dark. So tune in to find out what it's like being a mage in the world of darkness and how the power to shape reality can corrupt or improve the soul. But if you want to find out other cool things I'm doing this upcoming Friday, I am taking part in a massive and ambitious project over on the McStabber Studios channel, where I am taking part in a 2-shot, I think, where I'm going to play a changeling who's apparently going to be dealing with some changeling things. I'm playing a she, so don't tell anyone yet, so we're not live yet, but I will be over there, so you should be able to do that. And then on Saturday, I will be playing CoC7e of Clan La Sombra as they are trying to deal with what happened in Chicago just before a certain prince took over. Sure, you definitely give that a look. And then Sunday, we'll be right back here to continue this story. Season 1 is wrapping up.
I'm so proud of you for playing a La Sombra, the proper clan.
I'm just proud you're finally playing Changeling.
No one cares about. I won't say that. I know you love Changeling. It's so fascinating. Can you be La Sombra and Changeling? I don't know. Oh, this is all I know. This is all I know. Can we be La Sombras in this game, Ree? Come on.
Everyone's a La Sombra if you try hard enough.
Oh man, I've
Gotta
never
work
loved
hard
you
and believe
more.
in yourself.
I've never loved you more.
But with that, our story has reached its conclusion. So I do hope you will join us next week as we continue to tell a Cthulhu story.
I'm so happy.